Hello, mamas. It's the last time we will be seeing each other this year. 2022. What a year. No, we're not doing a whole recap of the year. Too much shit happened in my brain has processed like maybe January already. So, I'm going to just sit down and collect my thoughts before we get into any sort of like year-end recap. So what we're talking about instead is my OnlyFans account. I made an OnlyFans account. If you haven't seen, I did a whole YouTube video on it. This is probably one of the scariest videos I've ever made. Like, this shit probably tied the North Korea video with like actual like fear that I felt. Essentially the way this came to be was I originally was going to make a video, and I was gonna make a YouTube video like the typical like Sunday like weekly Ben of the Week video, and it fell through like crazy. It involved like a really nasty live animal that I had to purchase and was only gonna have for 12 hours. There were so many things to try and consider that it made it like impossible. So that did not end up happening. And then, so that was like, I was already running like a 2-day delay and I was like stressed. Then I was like, okay, the next video idea I have involves like prank calls, but, doing them like in public. But I did that during a time when all the public places I was going to, which was malls, were absolutely packed. All my camera gear was like falling apart. My microphone recording gear did not work. I filmed half of it and then scrapped it because it was terrible. So then I canceled that, and now I am running on a essentially almost a week-long delay, which I know y'all are literally the best out there. Y'all are so patient with me. And even though I don't technically have like a weekly schedule, like I try and post every week, but I was stressed because it was like, okay, well, we're going to be 2 weeks without a video. So I have, thankfully, a list on my phone of like all the kind of like alternative ideas I have for YouTube videos in case stuff falls through. Stuff that I can film like literally an hour, or stuff that maybe the idea will take like a month to make. The one I settled on was kind of in between. It was like I'm on the last day. Like, I just finished editing the video, and this took about a week to put together, like from start to finish. And it's going up tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve, and I'm very, very nervous. So, I mean, y'all will know the reaction by the time you're listening to this, but I don't. So I'm very anxious and very scared. I always wanted to, like dip my toes into like a funny joke version of like an OnlyFans. You see a lot of like kind of creators who are like not like OnlyFans creators, kind of dive into this, whether like you can have Markiplier who did it like it was like kind of a joke, but like very like tasteful nudes, I guess you could call it. And he did those for charity. But then there's also people that just like fully make it a joke, and I wanted like this to be like something in between. And I ended up doing a video where I make an OnlyFans for a chicken, so I can tell people, I'm like, hey, want to see my cock? And it is a cock, but it's a chicken. So let me run you through the timeline of how this went down. Like, I think it was almost like 4 or 5 days ago, I settled on this idea, and I tweeted out like an existing thirst trap. Like, I think it was just a thirst trap I posted like last year on Snapchat. It was like a shirtless picture of me in the mirror, like after running. And I accompanied it with a link to my brand new OnlyFans account, which was called Ben of the Peep. It had a chicken for a banner, and like just there were so many like dead giveaways that it was going to be fake, like that alone. But also I had posted my Instagram story a week before doing all this. Or no, sorry, like a day before doing all this. I was like, does anyone have a chicken? Because I needed pictures with a live chicken. I wasn't just going to like send a stock photo. I needed this to be like the real deal. So I asked on my story and had it up for an hour. I was like, does anyone have like a live chicken in the Edmonton area? No one fucking pulled through. So all you chicken owners in the Edmonton area, fuck y'all. You were completely unhelpful. But that's okay. I got my chicken because my auntie has chickens. She has live chickens, and so I took some pictures with them, and that was going to be the final like reveal. Basically, I was setting up all these dominoes to knock them over with the grand. I was going to paywall this picture, so you have to pay $10 to see my cock, and then it's a picture of me with a chicken. So I deleted all my tweets for this. I was quitting Twitter already, but when I deleted all my tweets like a few weeks ago, it was because I was gearing up to make this video, and also I just fucking hate Twitter. Twitter is literally a cesspool, and it's so horrible. But that's besides the point, and it's only getting worse. But that is besides the point. I deleted all my tweets, and I think it made this like a little bit more dramatic. Because like it's this brand new profile, and I changed my profile picture to like this really sultry picture, and it says the first tweet I tweet is like the shirtless picture, and it says, "Never thought I'd be doing this." But if you want to see my cock, click this link. And that was probably the scariest part. I debated doing this video where it was like a completely separate thing from my identity. Like I wasn't going to post it on my Twitter account, but I was really scrapped for time, and I needed the OnlyFans account to have like that first initial boost. So I was like, I just bit the bullet, tweeted it on my main account, which like family members follow, friends from high school follow, like people I have business contacts with follow. So I was like, oh. And I recognize that that's a little bit of career suicide, and I don't give a fuck because it's funny. And I'm at a point in my YouTube presence where it's like, I am here for fun. I'm here for the fun and the giggles, okay? I am not trying to be Mr. Beast. I'm not trying to create a multi-billion-dollar business. I'm here for a giggle, and then we die. And that's it. That's what fucking life is. We giggle and die. So I tweeted it. And it honestly started very slow. Like, I think the first hour I got maybe 50 subscribers on my OnlyFans. And I was like, shit. I was a little worried because I obviously don't want it to go mega viral. I'm not trying to be Bad Baby, like raking in $14 million a month or something. But I was like, I need like people to like go off of and like interact with for this experiment. So I was very nervous, but by the grace of God, the tweet I guess got picked up on like corn with a P Twitter, because the next day all the replies were like the most horrific things I've ever seen. And that's when I really realized like how deep I was getting myself into. I was like, oh, it hit that side of Twitter, huh? So, I think a lot of the people that already followed me recognized that it was a joke, especially the ones that saw my Instagram story where I was like, I need a chicken, a live chicken. They were like, they put two and two together. Like, the mamas are not dumb, but it was all the new people coming in that maybe were just like rabid, like, a TikToker making OnlyFans or something. I don't know. So then it started taking off, I guess. And I waited about a few days until I was like, okay, like let's send out the message. Let's cash in. Also, I forgot to turn on the tip jar, which is like how a lot of people make money on OnlyFans. I literally just forgot to turn it on, so who knows how much I would have made with that. But I turned off all the comments on my OnlyFans. I turned off the replies on this new announcement tweet. So I was like, okay, here it is, guys. Here is my cock fully out and I'm kissing it. And I tweeted that with the link to the post that you had to pay $10 for. And then it started I started raking it in. I think currently it's at like $2,500 US. So, and I think the OnlyFans account last time I checked is at like 2.7K fans. I don't know how I feel about that. The whole experience, I was incredibly comfortable because like I used to go to the pool in a t-shirt because I was scared of my body, and I've gotten over that a lot recently. I've probably gotten too much over it. I probably need to be a little bit more body shamed because, you know, like I have posted too many thirst traps, and I kind of look back on it now and I'm like, ew. Like I think 2020 lockdown era, like why did I post so many it's really scary. I need to be slut shamed. But anyways, moving on. So I haven't even fully gone through all the replies yet, but, you know, a lot of people, I'd say it was split pretty evenly of people half being like, haha, that was funny, and half like scary, horny old men being like, where's my nudes? So that's interesting. But one of the scariest parts of it, if you watch the video, I also included, I made a private Snapchat account where people could message me, and I was gonna like video call people and like see like a video version of the people who just decided to pay for my OnlyFans. And one of the people had their Snap Map on it, and it said Red Deer, Alberta, which is like the town that I grew up in. And I was like, and listen, like this town is like 100,000 people, so like I didn't think too much of it. I'm like, okay, like the odds are crazy, but still like not too crazy. Until this motherfucker messages me and says, I feel a little bit weird about this. We used to work together at Galaxy Cinemas Red Deer from 2016 to 2017. That's the movie theater that I worked at. It was my second job ever, and I was, I think, 16 and 17 when I worked there. So why did this motherfucker buy my OnlyFans when that's his only frame of reference of me? That was a little bit scary. And also, I had like friends, like more acquaintances, but like mutuals that I had that Snapchatted me, like came out of the fucking woodwork and were like, hey, you want to send me you want to send me like they asked for like a promo code, like a free promo for my, like a free pass to see my OnlyFans. I was like, motherfucker, you haven't talked to me at all except for this. So it was just it was really eye-opening. It really was eye-opening. So I really hope y'all end up enjoying the video, and I'm very scared to post it, but I want to talk about like the broader kind of phenomenon that is OnlyFans, because I think there's a lot of positive and, you know, some negative that comes with it. A lot of people just kind of see it immediately as like negative, which I don't think is fair. I think like it's probably one of the most like safer forms of sex work that we have now. You know, like before, like if you were to do porn, you were basically like you didn't own the content that you were in. You would just like star in it, and like whoever was posting it could end up making like millions of dollars, but you would make like what, like the $500 they paid you to be in it. So I think in a sense, like OnlyFans is good that sex workers are like able to have more control over their image and just like so many other aspects of it. But you know, there's obviously like one thing that I really noticed is like people one of the replies I kept getting was like, oh my god, like Ben fell off, like he's doing OnlyFans. And you know, that's like a common thing you kind of see sometimes with content creators that started on like TikTok or YouTube is, you know, maybe views are down, maybe things aren't going so well, or they're strapped for cash and then they make an OnlyFans. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it is a kind of pattern that you see. So But also other times that's like not the case. You can see like a creator making OnlyFans like during like a peak of their career, kind of capitalizing on how many people will pay for it, because truly, like, I'm sure you know, it's crazy the money you could be making with OnlyFans. And I'm not saying this like encourage you to go out there and like start taking a billion pictures. No, but you have to acknowledge that like it is kind of crazy how much money people can make on there. So I I look at like this video that I made. I'm like, oh my God, I never thought I would have like made it, like even joking about it or even making it like as a joke. Like there has been a good 5 days this week where people have genuinely thought that it isn't a joke, that I like fully am like showing my private parts on the internet, and that has like freaked me out so much. I truly have hated that, and I wish I like could have like made the process go faster so that like I could have revealed the joke quicker, but and I still haven't revealed the joke, so I'm very nervous about that. And like, you know, with big things like this where it's like you create a big splash by announcing an OnlyFans, I don't know if me revealing that it's fake will be as big as the original splash. Like the first tweet has 500,000 views on Twitter, so I don't know if like me being like, hey y'all, it was a joke, will also like reach the same people that saw the first tweet. And that scares me a lot, because then, you know, I will be forever in the top of people's minds as like, oh, like he started OnlyFans, and then they never like see why. So that freaks me out a little bit. But I guess like if you're the type of person to like only care about me when you see that I have an OnlyFans, then I guess I don't give a fuck about you. But anyways, so it's I'm not about that life, y'all. I literally breathe on my iPad and it stops recording. Anyways, I'm never going to make a serious OnlyFans. I'm just I don't think I'll ever be comfortable with my body enough to do that, but also I just don't know if I could handle that. I know I couldn't handle that lifestyle, and it's not something that, I mean, hopefully like I'm not stupid with my money. I'm a little stupid with my money, but hopefully I don't get too crazy. Hopefully I'm never in a position where it's like a necessity for me to create an OnlyFans. But it's been a really interesting experience. It really has, and I'm glad and I'm thankful that I did it, because you know, I really think there's like far too much shame in the world for sex workers. I think people who make OnlyFans content for a living, that's completely valid, and I think that's just that. You know, everyone's selling their body in some sort when you get a job, whether it be like labor, like me, like in my mind, like me when I worked at Bubba Gump, literally just selling my body for labor, same thing as OnlyFans. I truly don't see a difference. There are some minor differences, I guess, like, you know, like this digital footprint for one thing. Like you could have that maybe potentially follow you around, although I think like they're pretty good at like hunting down content that gets like reposted, or if someone like screenshots something from your OnlyFans, like you can like sue them or something. I don't know all the intricacies about that, but like, you know, there's just too much shame in the world for people who do OnlyFans. And a lot of the time people start an OnlyFans because of necessity, because they need to make ends meet. And I think to shame someone for doing that is so fucked, like beyond fucked. Like to me, we could go in circles, but like it really just is the same thing as like a regular job to me. So anyways, that besides the point. Wait. Okay, sorry, I needed to blow in the mic. I couldn't tell if my iPad was recording from the iPad microphone or my own microphone. Oh, I know another thing I wanted to mention. So like there's a lot of like within the influencer circles, it's almost like TikTokers and YouTubers like kind of have beef with OnlyFans people almost. I overhear like a lot of conversations and stuff of, you know, you might have a TikToker or YouTuber who's like absolutely grinding at YouTube and like putting in, say, like 10 hours a day making videos and content, or like doing a ton of streaming or something, and maybe getting like 10K views, which is like a lot, but that's probably going to get you maybe $10 for that day. Like, that's obviously not enough to live off of. So, you know, compared to the alternative of someone who is doing OnlyFans, where you can like post a few pictures and make like $10,000 from them, it is hard to kind of like rationalize that in some people's heads. And furthermore, like outside of the content world, you know, you have some people on OnlyFans making as much money as like doctors. You know, you have to go to school for like what, like 12 years to become a doctor, and then like, you know, you have someone on OnlyFans who obviously didn't go to school for OnlyFans is making like an equivalent or like leagues more money. So that, I think, rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and that maybe leads to some of the shame that people put towards sex workers. And it is very like misogynistic, because, you know, you see a lot of like, you'll see like a girl start an OnlyFans and the response will be like very negative a lot of the time, whereas like, you know, a man will start an OnlyFans, like, who's that, like Harry Jowsey guy? You don't see other dudes being like, oh, Harry Jowsey's a slut. Like, no, they're like, hey, my man, he made $10 million. Like, it's always very one-sided, which is also kind of fucked up. But, you know, another kind of issue that OnlyFans people face, I think, is like longevity. Like, for example, if you're a doctor, unless you like kill your patient, you can be a doctor for the rest of your life until your hands stop working. Like, and it's like guaranteed. Like, there's always going to be sick people. There's probably going to be more sick people throughout the universe with microplastics and seed oils. But you're pretty much guaranteed to always have a job if you're a doctor. But it's not the case if you are an OnlyFans creator. And I mean, like, you know, just like people's individual careers, like, might eventually fade off. But like OnlyFans itself, I don't even know if we'll be around for like even 5 more years. There was like a moment where like I think all the credit card companies like Visa and MasterCard were like threatening to cut off like support to OnlyFans if they like didn't stop people from posting like nude content. So like, you know, that's always like a threat, is losing the actual platform that you're posting on, which I think can be like extremely anxiety inducing for people on OnlyFans. So, yeah, the way I kind of see it is like, I think it can be like really maybe effective for like a short term kind of hustle thing, but I don't know. I truly don't know like how long that'll last. And it, you know, it is kind of a big decision to make to like start an OnlyFans, and a lot of the time it's not a decision. It's like an act of survival, like making an OnlyFans, especially during the pandemic when like so many people were losing their jobs. Like, you saw a whole influx of people making OnlyFans accounts. So like that is like very much like out of necessity and out of survival. And, you know, you see a lot of people like make the argument like, oh, just get a job at like McDonald's or something. Like be fucking for real. Like, obviously it's probably going to be more favorable to do OnlyFans and, you know, make bank rather than like making minimum wage at McDonald's. No shade to either of them. I'm just like pointing out like it is probably more tempting to make a bag rather than a pocket. Whoa, that was like kind of a bar. That was a fucking bar. Someone write that down. So like, I kind of felt like a little silly doing it because, you know, like obviously the video was like as a joke, but OnlyFans very much is not a joke for a lot of people. It is their entire livelihoods. And I just kind of felt like a little weird pushing myself into there. But at the same time, like, also it's my body and also my career. So if I want to like make a joke and like piss off horny people on the internet, like I can do it. and I don't think it reflects poorly on OnlyFans as a whole. Like, who was I think it was Bella Thorne or something who started an OnlyFans and then put out a post where it teased that it was gonna be like a nude post, and then it didn't end up being a nude post, and everyone like charged back the charge for the post, which like caused OnlyFans to like it caused like all these problems for OnlyFans as like a whole platform, and a lot of people were mad at her for like kind of like ruining it for others. I don't see me doing that, you know. I'm not Bella Thorne. I don't have that many people subscribing. Like, let's calm down. So I don't think I have like any like permanent effects on the sex work industry. Like, me posting me with my little chicken picture is not gonna do that. But yeah, it's just it's so scary. It really was scary. And you know, I think about how like jarring it is, like how truly jarring it is to like find like talk to like a friend or a family member about little TikTok, like my like tame well, I guess my social media presence is like the most tame thing ever. I'm not like knitting or something, and it's like easy to talk to like random people about, but like, you know, it's jarring enough. But like, I cannot imagine like having to tell like family members or friends that like I do OnlyFans. Like, I just like, not that there's any shame in it, but just me personally, like knowing that they could just see my naked body would freak me the fuck out. Like, my naked body is like for my bae to see, and that's it. Like, it will. I don't think like if my nudes ever leaked, oh, I would freak. I've seen it happen to friends, and like some take it really well, and they're like, well, damn, and then they like move on. Like, I would actually like melt the fuck down. Oh my god, another thing. Two things. So, bitches started replying to the original tweet, being like, I saw his dick. Like just lying, because obviously it's behind a paywall. So like, if you haven't paid the money, you haven't like seen the joke yet. So there's people kind of capitalizing on that in the replies and be like, I saw his dick. It was so tiny. And I'm like, no! Fuck, I didn't even think that through. So I'm glad people are doing it. And I'm glad I haven't seen anyone like just post someone completely different and be like, that's him. So thankful for that. I was going to say don't get any ideas, but the truth is out now, so shut the fuck up. The other thing is, I didn't find it, but a friend, I'm going to say like a few months ago, sent this link to this forum to me, which was so fucking disturbing. It was, I'm not going to say the name of the forum because I don't want y'all to look for it, because it was a very scary website, but it's like this website where basically scary, horny people online will like try and find the nudes of like celebrities or TikTokers or YouTubers and just like have like kind of like a running commentary on them. And I found, my friend sent me a profile about me that was on this website, and it was so gross. Like, they would screenshot like my armpit when it would like when I'd like flash in a video or something, or if I was wearing like a tank top, or like in a few videos where I'm like shirtless for like a millisecond, they would screenshot it and like upload it. And I used to be so careless with just like, you know, like being shirtless and stuff, because I didn't really think about like all the creeps online and stuff. Like, I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. And then I see all these people like that would just like post like a picture of my foot, or a picture of me in like kind of like a one frame of a video where I'm like in a compromised position with like my shirt off, and they're like, I'd like to bleep 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 bleep. It's really fucking weird. It's really weird, and it makes me like so uncomfortable. And so like when I started this whole OnlyFans experiment, I went and checked in on that page, and boy oh boy, they had like 4 whole new like tabs of like running commentary on this, and it just made me feel so gross. I was like, fuck, I'm like feeding into that. But I really hope I get them when they pay $10 and realize they paid $10 for a fucking chicken. So that was it. Like, that was my OnlyFans experience. I had to end the year with a bang. I wasn't just gonna like not post until the end of the year. I had to end it with a bang. North Korea wasn't enough. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. In the new year, we're gonna get a new fun interactive way to send in your drama, since I'm no longer on Twitter, and I'm gonna delete all my tweets and probably delete my whole account. But until then, have a great new year. I hope you had happy holidays. I will see you next Wednesday. Take care. Ben of the week. It's